The next bull market in stocks won't kick off until the Fed is forced to bail out the US government. That's what Bank of America has stated. So the Bank of America is saying that there will not be another bull market until we get a bailout from the government. What's the deal with this?
America's in trouble. Inflation keeps going up. Does not seem to slow down anytime soon.
It says we're going up to 6.
Which would be gracious. The bond market is falling apart. The housing applications have dropped almost 50%. The savings rate from 2020 went from 40% down to 3%. People don't even really have money to invest into market extra expenses now. And someone asked me, are we going to have like a hard crash? I think this is going to be like a slow, gradual crash that just continues to like grind down. We're going to have to change almost everything how we do business in this country. Otherwise, we're going to fall apart very fast. We have some really big competitors in Brazil, Russia, India, China that are all coming to eat our lunch at the same time while leadership is not doing a great job, while the Federal Reserve is trying to offset the issues that we're having, but they haven't been doing a great job. I keep saying it. America is Hulk Hogan. It was amazing in the 1960s, 70s, and 80s, and now we're falling apart, and now we're on our worst leg. We have a lot of improving to do, and we need to do this really fast. Like the next 3, 4, 5 years are going to be incredibly important. Yeah. It looks like we do need a bailout, for sure.
I'll give you a statistic, all right? They said the U.S. government currently has a debt pile of $31 trillion. With a T. I'm going to give you context behind that. $31 trillion, and that's expected to soar by $20 trillion over the next 10 years. So we're potentially looking at $50 trillion with a T, the debt pile, right?
Yeah.
That's the equivalent of $5.2 billion a day and $218 million every hour.
Spending like drunken sailors. And then we sold our toll roads many years ago. There's very little innovation in the United States of America. Small businesses are not doing as well. The government don't have enough programs to help the small businesses.
Corona bailouts.
That's tough, man.
A lot is happening in that same time.
So here's the good thing. You can always print money. And there will be another stimulus. So when they say things like this, like the average person is looking like, oh, this is a doomsday, but stimulus is part of the American economy.
Also leads to the downfall.
Well, it's been happening for 50 years. It's not like something that it accelerated during COVID and during the financial crisis 2008. But there's always been bailouts. There's always been stimulus programs.
But you can say that's when, like, once we got off the gold standard, that's when that was a canary in the coal mine that told us like America was starting to fall apart.
No, it wasn't.
Yes,
that's when America became great again. What do you mean? That was the greatest years of America.
Okay.
That was the greatest years.
So when the Dope Boys ran up the bag in Atlanta and St. Louis and money was flowing in.
I don't know who he's talking about.
Shout out to the guys. Right?
I don't know who he's talking about.
The money came in so fast, it felt like it was never going to end.
Yeah.
And then you have a day when it all goes away.
So
America's like in the fallen version of like.
So at some point, you're saying that, yo, stimulus is obviously a part, and we saw it expedite. That's why I was saying this debt pile of $50 trillion, which is like, I mean, you can't even count to that, but like at some point, we got to stop printing the money.
Every time we print money, we're borrowing literally from our future. So it's like having a bad credit card.
No, yeah, it's not. Listen,
sustainable. Yeah,
it's not sustainable.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's listen. America became the world's number one superpower, I think, after World War I. Right? It was like 1940, 50.
That's two.
I think
World War II was 41 to 45.
So what was World War I? Like in 1930-ish?
To like 22.
It was after the Great Depression.
Great Depression is 29.
So look, my whole point is, this hasn't even been a 100-year cycle. Empires last
252 years.
So
how long has America been running?
We haven't even hit 100-year mark. What you're referring to as far as the gold standard, that was during President Richard Nixon.
That's 69.
That was right around 1970.
And look at the decline of the dollar since. Everyone put in chat, how much has the dollar fallen since we came off the gold standard?
Look at the rise of the American economy from 1970 to 2010.
It's Jose Canseco.
It's the but
Still,
listen,
yeah.
it's the biggest what tech and everything has been able to accomplish in the last 40 years hasn't happened in 4,000 years in America in world history.
Mhm.
This is actually the biggest economic miracle ever. So that's actually the America's best times actually came after they got taken off of the goal.
That sounds like all the girls in LA that party, they go to the bathroom and real quick, and then like, oh my God, it's the best party ever.
A
It
gentleman-
is for right now.
A gentleman's bump.
Hey,
Well, nothing. We know this. Nothing lasts forever.
I think the key is what you said. How long? When is sustainability
10 years.
capped?
10 years. China will have a bigger economy in America, they said, in the next 10 years.
absolutely.
So at that point, China is
India's on our ass too
So at that point, China is number one.
Yeah.
China's going to be number one.
because of gross mismanagement.
And that.
So,
Yeah.
but here's the thing. Just because you're not number one doesn't mean you still can't be successful.
Like, you could be great.
Great Britain is still a successful country.
Yeah. You could-
Not how it used to be.
Of course. Not.
Yeah.
Of course not.
Yeah. And this is the difference. Like, we had some.
But would you
Like-
rather live in London or Uzbekistan? No disrespect to Uzbekistan.
Shout out to all y'all.
um,
Balky and all y'all.
I would prefer to be in Mexico. No sé cómo se dice. I'm coming back soon. Love y'all.
I would
So,
rather be in London, and we'll see you in June.
Yes.
That's a fact.
Well
I got
played.
the date. I got the
Shout
date.
out to
I
London.
got the date. When
But the number one cause of all empires collapsing, one of the top 3 reasons is printing too much money.
And negligence.
I mean,
Gross.
it was gross negligence printing all this money.
But it's also, yeah,
Yes.
this is a different
Yes.
competition.
Yeah.
It's negligence on some people have to take accountability as well. Not just the government's fault. Empires fall because of the people too. The people
Leadership starts at the top
the
though.
people have gotten lazy. The people have not championed the right thing. Yeah, government influences, but
The greatest influence.
yeah, but you still
They
got to take responsibility.
They program our food,
You-
water,
you gotta take
education
listen.
system.
100,000 people listen to Market Mondays every single week, right? They're making a decision to do that.
hmm
It's like they saying like, who put the liquor store in the neighborhood? Well, who made you drink liquor?
But programming is there for a reason though.
But
But we're trying to
you gotta take
deprogram.
it, but it's self responsibility. At some point in time, you gotta have accountability.
I agree. But a greater force is, and Keys and I had this conversation like about what was the greatest products in American history, slavery being number one. That was the first business. The American education system is like the most successful startup for the Rockefeller family.
And it fell apart.
What did?
American education.
How when all of our kids are mandated to go by law?
Because we went from being one of the top educations to we're not even in the top 15.
No, the education system was not to benefit us. It
I'm
was
not
to
talking about us. I'm
Yeah.
talking about every person in America. Educationally ranking, we're behind 15 or more countries,
I
not just
agree.
black people.
Yeah, no.
This isn't
I
a
agree.
racial thing. I'm talking
No,
about
I'm not saying.
people are
Yeah,
not
I-
educated on every level.
I'm saying I think you're talking about from a business standpoint.
From-
You're
from
talking
a
from
business
an individual
standpoint,
standpoint, right? Like from
Yeah.
a business standpoint.
Yeah, the American education system was created by Rockefeller to benefit his companies.
Yeah, but I'm saying only way to benefit his companies is you still need to have educated people.
Or you just need
You need bodies.
bodies.
You still need productive people.
You need, or I mean,
You need productive people.
True.
You need productive
But
people.
the most important thing is you need
Listen,
people.
TikTok and all of this is creating a generation of unproductive people.
Instagram first,
Instagram, yeah, it plays a part for sure.
big part. Hey, Meta,
See you
gotta
soon.
make some changes. See you soon.
See you soon.
Shout
Gotta
out
make some changes.
to all y'all
Whoa.
Hip hop has
shout out
done.
to the verified folks. out
Yeah,
there.
AB and I was we were talking about this earlier. How much damage has hip hop done? That is a tool of destruction that got put in our communities too.
Yeah, how much damage has drugs done? We consume more drugs than any country in the world.
Absolutely.
1000%.
We consume more everything. We consume more pornography. We consume more drugs. We have more people incarcerated. We have we do everything more. We consume more alcohol.
Take it to the max.
We consume more fast food. We have
This
the
is
worst
all by
diets. We have the
design.
highest rate of diabetes. We have the highest rate of cancer. We have the highest rate of heart attacks. This is a
And who's gonna benefit from that? Apple, Microsoft, Eli
but it's
Lilly,
a pattern of
BlackRock, and
it's a
Vanguard.
pattern of indulgence. Once how you do one thing is how you do everything.
That's true.
And there's the business aspect, right? I got
Absolutely.
the bodies.
That's done by
You
design.
become the product.
Yep. If I can train you from a kid all the way through 18, 19, 20, not to fight, to go with the system, go with the
Yeah,
flow.
some are gonna make it out.
1%, yeah.
I open every cell in Attica, send them to Africa.
Fact.
Right? But what do you guys think?
Viral
Do you think we are
world.
programmed and we need to be deprogrammed, or is it a issue of lack of accountability? But America's
Unlearn.
No, it's everybody's fault. It's not just the people. It's the government's fault. It's people's fault. It's everybody's fault.
Enough blame to go around.
What do you guys think? Best comment, I will cash app you tonight. Let me know. Engagement. I've been watching Mr. Beast videos.
Captain Cash App.
That's funny. That's funny.
Captain
I
Cash
like
App.
that.
My graduates from my school being Forbes, bag drop.
Bag drop.
A mic drop, bag drop.
Bag drop.